There is no event in history more slandered than the Russian Revolution, and no party more vilified than the one that led it to victory, the Bolshevik Party. Every mouthpiece of the ruling class describes them as power-hungry conspirators who led a coup and somehow tricked millions of workers and peasants into following along. But if all the Bolsheviks had done was stage a coup, history would have forgotten them by now. Their real crime was not tricking the masses, but the opposite, helping them become more conscious. This is what made the victory of October possible. The Bolsheviks helped the working class realize the power that they actually had and how to use it to win. In February of 1917, the workers had just overthrown Tsarism in an incredible 5-day struggle. During that time, they set up Soviets, meaning councils, to organize that struggle. And those Soviets became the de facto power in Petrograd and even across the country in many places. The Soviets effectively took control of society, but it was the reformists who had a position of leadership in the Soviets, and they used that position to keep the revolutionary workers and soldiers from trying to take power from the capitalists and landlords who in that time had organized their own government. The reformists argued that the demands of the revolution could only be achieved by a capitalist government. At first, most workers could do nothing but wait and see if that was true. The Bolsheviks sent their thousands of revolutionaries to every factory, every barracks, every Soviet meeting, every discussion on the street corner to argue that only the workers, peasants, and soldiers could achieve the demands they had fought for in February. Over the next 9 months, more and more people agreed with them, and so they organized and educated those people so they could win over others to the perspective of Soviet power. And the Bolsheviks were there with the workers in every struggle against the old ruling class, and they put themselves at the forefront, proving themselves the most resolute fighters. While every other party was telling the workers that they could not touch power, that they must leave it to the experts to rule, the Bolsheviks told them the opposite, that they, the poor and oppressed, could win, they could vanquish their oppressors, and they could govern themselves. This is what earned the Bolsheviks the right to lead the working class to power in October 1917. They proved that a better world was possible and opened up a new revolutionary epoch. But there's a lot more to the story than this. What ideas guided the Bolsheviks? What tactics and methods did they use? How did they build their party in the first place? In other words, what did it take to actually win? As we enter into our own epoch of revolution, there's no more important question than that. There have been many revolutions just this past year that are very much like the February Revolution. The workers proved that they had the strength to overthrow the old system, but after the dust settled, found that system still intact. What we need are more Octobers, revolutions that end with the working class in power. That is what it will take to change the world. But to do it, we need parties like the Bolshevik Party. So if you want to learn how that party was built and how we can do it again today, then you need to read Bolshevism, The Road to Revolution.